Hi, good evening, everyone. It's Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from the Red Corner Show in Johannesburg, South Africa. It's Women's Month in South Africa. And on the Red Corner Show, we bring you 31 women on 31 days this August. But we're also celebrating the Red Corner Show first anniversary. Today, my guest on the show is Mrs. Cleo Enuka, who is in the beautiful Cape Town, South Africa. She is the CEO of Beauty Behind Bars. Hello, Cleo. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you so much, Shamila, for having me on the Red Corner Show. I am doing very well in Cape Town. We've had very stormy weather in the past few days, but today it's all good. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. I'm just quite astonished at the numbers, the COVID numbers that are creeping up in the Western Cape. How do you feel there?
Yes, it's very alarming, yet we are very, we're keeping safe, we're doing all the protocols, but it's hitting closer to home because it's people who we can personalize and identify. It's names, it's not only numbers. So it's scary, but we are keeping hope that we will come out of it.
Yes, we just have to hope and pray for the best because the world is suffering with this pandemic. Cleo, before we go into the conversation, do you want to tell the audience who is Cleo Enuka?
My name, as I've said, my first name is Veliswa. Then my middle name is Cleopatra, and my new surname is Enuka. I'm originally from Cape Town, from a township called Khayelitsha. I am currently working for corporate as a banker, and I started Beauty Behind Bars almost 5 years ago in 2016. So can I continue, Shamila?
Yes, please go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much. So I founded an organization for women to uplift women, to encourage women, basically women who are neglected, forgotten, and rejected by society. These are marginalized women who are living in entities where society has forgotten, places like the prison, women who are in the orphanages, in the shelters, in the psychiatric hospitals, in TB centers, in rehabs, as well as old age homes. All these women, we see them, some of them, they are on the wrong side of the law. And some of these women have been just sent away to an old age home, and their families have not been able to visit them. So we go back there to give them uplifting skills and just to rehabilitate them. By the time they go back to society, they will be able to be self-sustainable and earn an income. So when we go to prison, we render beauty treatments, and these workshops are run by the community. They are run by qualified beauty therapists that render these treatments to the inmates throughout South African correctional services. So we then equip them for them to be able to be mobile beauty therapists when they come on the outside. So it's quite a lot that we do, that we actually get most of our success through collaboration and partnerships with the team of volunteers that we have all the years.
Wow, that is incredible. Well done on what you do. Beauty Behind Bars. That is so interesting, Cleo. And COVID-19, how did that affect? But before we go there, let's take a step back. Why did you start this?
Yes. Growing up, I've always growing up trying to find my purpose, and I saw myself even serving in the church that I was fellowshipping in. I was in the choir and I was working as a youth leader, not knowing all those time, God is preparing me. He's preparing me for the message. He's preparing me for the nations. Because when I was, as I've said to you, my career is in banking. So I work with a lot of people, finances. So when I started Beauty Behind Bars, I needed to have a purpose that will focus on women, specifically women. So these women, as I had a dream to visit women who are neglected by society. These women were specifically in places that people have stigmatized and don't want to be associated as because they are being condemned. So how I started Beauty Behind Bars, one of my friends works at the correctional services. I then made contact with management and they agreed to meet with me. So on the first meeting, after I've done my presentation, they said yes. You know, they gave me an approval same day, and which normally takes up to 2 years, 6 to 2 years to get into the prison. But by the grace of God, they gave me a yes. And on the 29th of October, we were over 50 volunteers. 50 volunteers, and we empowered over 160 women in prison that day.
Wow.
So when I started, basically it was just an idea and a dream that, you know, pushed by ambition. So as I was going, as more people were testifying on how they feel or how special they felt or how good it made them feel, you know, there was that drive to continue, because a lot of people I could even see amongst the volunteers, they were doing the reaching out on their personal spaces. So they were not just waiting on me to start the project. They were also planting seeds in their own areas.
That is very interesting. And it's so heartwarming, I think, to see the smile that you put on people's faces.
I'm telling you, when we arrive in the prisons, it's an atmosphere whereby everyone is so tense. They don't know what to expect because it's just they know that they have done wrong in the society. So they are so uptight when they walk in the hall, and we get the hall so beautifully decorated so that they can feel like the beautiful flowers that they are meant to be. By the time that the session is over, everyone is hugging another one, everyone is crying, everyone is letting go. They don't want to leave because of the experience that they have received without any judgments, without any condemnation, because nobody is there to judge them. Because, you know, some of the women, they've committed crimes that basically, you know, not violent crimes, and just to feed their family, and which they've done it the wrong way, and they end up being on the wrong side of the law, and their only survival is crime. So we have to also not look at them in the way that they are criminals. No, they are also human beings, but they have made the wrong decisions.
And also, I would assume that some of the people in prison are there and they didn't commit the crimes. They're not guilty, isn't it so?
Oh, you know, it's every story is different, Shamila. Most of the women that we've come across do not want to talk about their experience. They don't want to go there. And some of them, they haven't let go of the anger and the pain. They feel that the system has failed them. They feel that the prison is not a rehabilitation center, but a place of punishment. You know what I'm saying? So most of them, they don't believe that they are guilty. Instead, the system, they're blaming the system for every little thing. But at the end of the day, with organizations such as Beauty Behind Bars and many others that go in there, we are there to remind these women they need to take responsibility and accountability of their lives. Looking at the past and living in the past will not give them a hope for the future, because they need to hope for the future, because they have children and grandchildren on the outside that still needs them. So they need to be of good behavior while they're in prison, so that their parole can be processed and activated. So those are the things that we encourage them to be beautiful in the brokenness. We are saying there's beautiful ashes. While you are here, use the resources, all the service providers that come in prison. Use those things to build yourself and grow yourself while you are in this facility. So most of them are not open to speak about what they've done. And some of them who are, they admit the crime. So yeah, we don't always like to get into details, because there is a department which is the victim offender restorative justice that tackles that. So it gets into deeper with the victim offender dialogue and involving the families and all of that. So we render empowerment workshops, which basically helps to uplift them, and we connect with other organizations that works with the trauma, with all those things in line with legal advice, all those things in line with the rights of the incarcerated.
That is so interesting. I'm sure you learned a lot about that.
Yes. Like I've said, I've never been to university. I don't have a PhD in social justice, but having the passion and the drive and the zeal, and putting myself in that woman's shoe, I went and did my research, and I've also got a panel of students from UCT that are studying social justice and law. So I connected with them. So I get some insights from law students. I get insights from advocates and a lot of prosecutors and people that works in this field. So as long as your heart is in the right space, God and the universe will make everything available to you. That's my motto.
That actually leads to my next question. How do you achieve your mission? Do you get funders or sponsors that collaborate with you in your organization?
That is a beautiful question. Because one of the things that a lot of charity organizations affects them in a negative way is support. A lot of challenges comes from financial support. And you find that people start something and then it just disappears. You don't see them anymore. So what I have done differently with Beauty Behind Bars is not let funding and money become a burden or a hindrance. I remember back in the days when we just started about 6 or 12 months, for 6 or 12 months, I was still using from my own pocket to assist with the events and the workshops. But due to the what do you call it now? The track record that we have, people started to follow, and people started to follow with their pockets. There is something when people start following you just for following, but when people start following you with their own pockets and saying, Shamila, go, Shamila, go forward, not only with their mouths, but using their pockets to say, I want you to go and I want you to reach out, take this, So we have managed to build a community of givers. These are normal citizens, our society members, people who are in our livelihoods that are assisting us, people who are connected to me and to the organization through WhatsApp, mostly WhatsApp, and also Facebook. A lot of organizations also have assisted me in the past, and they are currently assisting me. And I mean, we don't need money to help the next person. So what I've used, and that has been working for me, is using partnership, collaborations, and our small enterprises in our communities to assist and uplift by boosting our finances. And that's been working.
I love that. I love your drive, and I'm sure you're going to make it a huge success. It's already a success, and I'm sure it's going to really, really grow. But Cleo, just on COVID-19, it's come and affected the whole world. How did that affect your organization?
Sure, that is a very sore topic, because since March 2020, last year, when the whole world was into the pandemic, the whole prison system shut down, no visitors. So we were not allowed to enter, not only in the prison, but all the facilities that we work in, the psychiatric hospitals, the old age homes, because they are vulnerable groups. And we don't want to also be careless. We have to also be careful. So we have been on hold. All our programs have been suspended. But what took effect is that whilst we are closed behind bars, the women in our community, we then worked with them by initiating women empowerment events. So things like, for example, in December, we have our annual boat cruise that we go to at the V&A waterfront. I'm sure you know the V&A waterfront.
Yes, of course.
So we go, yes. So it's a beautiful tourist attraction. So we go there for a boat ride with the women and have lunch afterwards. And also we have a lot of photo shoots happening just to build the self-esteem and bring back the dignity. Not long ago, we had a bikini photo shoot to embrace women of all different sizes, to remind them that they are phenomenal. I mean, a lot of women, they cannot even look themselves in the mirror because of their body shape. So we had a bikini photo shoot, and we are currently running a Let's Paint an Orphanage project, whereby we will go and paint an orphanage, and just to bring smiles and give hope also to the daycare mother that is there.
Can I join you?
Obviously, you can join us online, no problem. But what you can do, you can send us your donations so that we can organize some paint. We need lots and lots of paint to get us going.
I'm in, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you, Shamila.
No, that's a great initiative. I mean, I don't mind flying to Cape Town, but not during COVID. So, once COVID relaxes a bit and decides to leave us, then I'm definitely going to join you on some of your projects in Cape Town.
Thank you so much. We really want Princess D to come inside the prison. We really want, it's a need. It's a need for Princess D to come inside of prison, because when we go inside prison, we see women that doesn't have sanitary wear. They are only given 5 sanitary wears for the whole month. And I mean, for the whole month. So there is a big need for Princess D menstrual cup in the prison system, because the women's hygiene in there is non-existent. So we need to focus really on self-care, and it begins with us to take the Princess D inside of the prison. So I'm trusting and hoping by this time next year, we will be able to go in.
Definitely. I'm so looking forward to working on that as well. I think it's taken too long now. For the past 5 years, I've been trying to get into prisons because the women really need the menstrual cup. It's hygienic and it's a solution for them. You can't have a woman that gets 5 sanitary towels or sanitary pads a month. That's ridiculous, because the ideal should be changing your sanitary pad every 3 to 4 hours, not every day. So definitely we will be getting in there. Let's
Yes.
just hope for the best. But Cleo, just where to from here?
I'm looking forward to connecting with more women like yourself. I find what you are doing, connecting women all over the world, it's quite amazing. And you are living in a different time zone, and you're doing all this with our youth, with with women. You don't just only focus on the women, but also you touch on the young ones. So I find that very remarkable. So I want to connect. I want us just not to connect on this platform, but continuously checking up on each other, because I believe if I should, they say, check your friends, then you know your future. So I want to be identified with you, Shamila. That's where I'm going.
Cleo, we've been talking for so many years now, and we just didn't do an initiative together. And I think it's about time now that we actually put our minds together and do something. So definitely there is going to be collaboration.
Awesomeness. I can come down. Are you in Johannesburg or in Durban?
I'm in Johannesburg.
In Johannesburg. Okay. Because just before COVID started, that August of 2020, we were booked to go to the Johannesburg prison. So our application is still there. Soon we will come. And alternatively, we will do something else. There is many other things that we can do, because even the women who are in our communities, they are also in prison. Prison does not mean only the bars. They are also in mental bars. So they also there is a need there in our women in our community.
Yes, absolutely. So Cleo, just in closing, it's Women's Month. What's your inspirational message to women out there?
Wow. First of all, I'm inspired by a phenomenal woman. I'm inspired by women taking up space, women who are bold and selfless, women who uplift another woman. I'm encouraged by sisterhood. I'm encouraged by a woman not only looking at her tribe, her race, or which background is she coming from, but connecting with every woman from every corner. So what you are doing inspires me a lot. And I could not say no to this interview any longer, because the drive that you have, the consistency that we see, that is contagious, Shamila. So I'm encouraged by more and more women like you in my circle, in my sphere. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Definitely, we will get together. We will be working together on a few initiatives. I just want to say congratulations on everything that you do for the women out there. And it's truly appreciated, and we see you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shamila. Thank you so much.
And
I
all
appreciate
the
you.
best for the rest of Women's Month.
Yes. We'll keep in touch as we are painting an orphanage. Thank you so much to everyone who is watching, and may you keep being motivated.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone watching this. I wish you all the best for Women's Month. If you would like to be on the Red Corner Show, please drop me an email, redcornershow@gmail.com. Let's get chatting, and you too can inspire someone. Take care. God bless. Bye.